Historically, we are the debris, forgotten faces, never more to be. Instead of legends fighting for something that had no guarantees, living ghosts we chose to live and die as their worker bees. Why didn't we break out from their hide? Why didn't we follow our own sun to another life? Why didn't we scroll over all their flowers? Brothers and sisters, it's okay to be free. Brothers and sisters, it's time to be freedom of movement, freedom of thought, freedom to choose, freedom to talk, freedom of religion and association, freedom of the press, freedom to be you, freedom to be you, freedom to be me. I can feel your secret vibrations like our last fading song. It's time, oh, it's time to be free. I can hear your vibrations like a final human cry. Oh, it's time, oh, it's time to be free. To be free. Oh, it's time, way past time to be free.
Okay, we might have a few issues tonight. I don't know why. Starlink's working well, but it's all jinky. And so we're going to bring in Lee, and Lee Chang Chu is the Australian way of saying his name, but I think his name is Chu Lee Chang in Malaysia. But let's ask him. Let's bring him on.
Hi,
Now, can you
Michael.
clarify that for me? So in Australia, it's Lee Chu
Chang
Chang or Lee
Chu.
Chang
Lee Chang
Chang
Chu.
Chu. So it's Lee Chang
Yeah,
Chu, and
yeah.
in Malaysia, it's Chang Lee
Chu
Chu.
Lee. No, Chu Lee Chang.
Chu Lee Chang. Okay. Bzzz. Now, Um,
I like it.
let's begin. We'll go back
Yeah.
here. It's funny, it's really interesting with this show. I don't know if we're on a radar somewhere, but we seem to have technical difficulties on this show that we don't have with others. So maybe you're scaring someone, you know? So, yeah. So let's begin. First off, how have you been for the last 2 weeks?
Very good. Keeping an eye on what's going on and everything, as I always do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything that stood out before we start the show? Is there any thing that stood out?
Stood out probably just to I mean I realize that we are September now and
Yeah,
we
I
are
know.
very close to 2026.
I
There'll be a
know.
lot of there's about quite significant global impact or surprises in 2026. That's the one
Yeah,
I'm watching on. So I'll getting more information, but as we go, because I think 2026 will be a FIFA, right?
yeah,
And what
yeah,
is the government is going to prepare? What do you call readiness with FIFA, possible of the disease I talked about previously.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And this
And
year has just gone.
and there's a FIFA is going to be in Africa, I think. Is it?
Oh, really?
I don't know
Yeah,
where is it going to be FIFA.
I'm not
I
sure where
think
it's
that's
going
why
to
their
be.
nations are preparing. So here you go. So these are the things that
Hey.
I'm keeping a close eye on it because
Mm.
this time I'm going to be prepared better.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is here tonight was going when the floodgates break, smoldering brain and long COVID. That's what
Yeah,
you're talking about today. So talking about long COVID, or as we
yeah,
like to
still.
say, vaccine
Mm.
injuries, and and here we are. So what's this? Floodgates break, smoldering brain. So what's the smoldering brain?
Smoldering. I think if you say smoldering, most people understand what smoldering means. Means that there is a fire that's an ember that keeps glowing and burning for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I found out that this is the word they use to describe long COVID even.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, that's it.
it's a
And this is
specific
the
word they use to
inflammation.
describe.
This is the
Yes,
inflammation in the brain because this thing has
yes,
managed to break through the brain blood barrier.
yes. Yeah, you can already guess all of it. Yeah.
Okay, I've
I
had a
mean,
bit
we
of an
kind of
introduction.
understand the terms here and there, but more important today is to able to get the right information to know the important one, so
Yeah,
that you can know how to uh, heal and then to restore and to repair. Depends on your knowledge and your understanding, because our body, like I always say, is very amazing at healing itself,
yeah,
but
yeah,
understanding the problems, the roots of the problems, especially the further upstream, the better means that you can have a better relief downstream, faster even.
yep, yep,
So we have very specific things we look at to understand the science of it, and when you take your nutrition and all this, you'll be more motivated as well to know what
yeah,
you're doing to your body and all this. So this is very interesting, and some of them are very new still.
yeah.
There's
Cool.
interesting stuff we're going through as well. Yeah,
Yeah. How many people are you seeing still with long COVID in your pharmacy?
you can't. I mean, I sometimes I straight away say it's one of the long COVID symptoms, because now it's already established literature, so it's
Yes.
not something that people don't talk about it. People admit it, and people talk about it, so you can help. But I do see people with yeah, in general, long COVID issues, more how to say, there are all sorts of different ones. It depends on heart issue. I mean, the most common one is all the heart issues. We take all the
Yeah.
heart medications. Very common. That's why we keep running out of these medications, out of stock, this and that. It tells you some
Really?
indication as well. Yeah. I think currently we are down with blood thinners. I think was clopidogrel nationwide.
Wow.
So I think there are some coming back. It comes on and off. Some of them are some stuff are very significant stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
clopidogrel is a blood thinner. antiplatelet. So you are seeing all sorts of it. I mean, neurological as well. Today I'm talking about it, and of course they won't just contributed to that. They will just say I'm tired a lot or I'm sick all the time. I think more commonly to see people sick all the time. It's
No.
become a norm now, and
Yeah, it is.
yeah, especially if you're like headaches and all the migraines or all the neurologic symptoms in your brain, you want to pay particularly more attention because it's a building up for other more serious stuff in the future. That's what I have
Yeah.
predicted previously also, and
Yeah.
we have been seeing of it, and there are evidence that this kind of inflammation, I call it smoldering, because even after 2 years, there's still evidence of it, still smoldering. After 2 years, there are brain imaging. I don't have time to go through all this brain imaging. If you look it up, very easy to type long COVID, brain inflammation, neuroinflammation. You see all sorts of PET scans.
Can I ask though, is long COVID the politically correct way of saying you got a vaccine injury? Because you don't
You
get in
can
trouble.
say that
Long
way.
COVID, you're a victim.
Because
If you're a vaccine
either
injury, you're a
either
victim.
either way, I'm helping people. So
Yeah,
regardless
yeah,
decision I made, and then the spike protein I always mention if people want to really know is the spike
yeah,
protein that persists in the body that's causing a problem more
yeah.
than anything else. So how you want to label it, all are spike protein related. Very specific. They are all spike protein.
Well, before you go on, can you put on your blue bee hat? Because I want to take a
Oh
picture.
yes, thank you for that. I
No worries.
got it.
Wait on.
Is it okay?
Yeah, man.
Because I think sometimes people say that it's disrespectful to have when you give a talk wearing a hat and
Yeah,
stuff.
we'll
I
take
don't
it
know
off
that
now
kind
when
of
we
thing.
talk, but we'll just have it on for a picture.
Yeah,
Ready? Smile. That's awesome.
I like it actually. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
went on so this stupid thing. I don't know if that went through. Hopefully it went through. Let's go and do one more just to be safe. And yeah, that's great. Boom, done. Okay, now we can take them off.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So where do you want to begin? We've got a ton of slides to get through. So
Yeah, that's
shall
the thing.
we?
I see a lot of slides, so we'll go through. I just back up, so just in case, so it's
Yeah,
easy.
sure.
Yeah, and
I'm just getting
yeah,
them off now.
today we just want to cover the concepts of it are more important than just to know all the details of it, because
Yeah,
what
okay.
you understand why because of the slides that are bringing out.
Yeah,
So we cover the last time we cover with a high prevalence with long COVID issue, especially neuro issues or
yeah,
neuropsychiatric issues with and autoimmune issues more in women because of their chromosomes of their build that they're built in their body. So we
yeah.
talk about the immunity and all this. And of course, this will also bring into that context what today we're discussing as well, but I won't go into that.
Sure.
So just the prevalence, I think we just go through some of the figures. Example is with terms of long COVID, women are more likely to have 40% more likely to have long fatigue, like the kind
Wow.
of debilitating fatigue. And brain fog also about 40%, which is 38% more likely. You got headache, 37% more likely compared to men, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And loss of smell, amazingly 61%. Something I might want to look
Yeah,
into.
I know my ex Rahana has lost her smell. It's she still doesn't have it back, you know?
Mm,
She
mm.
didn't get vaccinated, but she lost it through COVID. She just has
Yeah,
no sense of smell.
same thing. Yeah, yeah. And depression is about almost 50%, which is 49%. So you can
Yeah,
see that they are at a more disadvantage because of
yeah,
their immune built up in their body. So
yeah.
today, what we got to understand better. Yeah.
So it's just a question here: how many with long COVID didn't have the vax? Well, Rahana's one. Davin, good name, Davin.
It's
Davin Splat. And yes. So, but have you met people who have long COVID that didn't get the vax?
yeah, some,
Okay, so there you go.
but
You know.
some of them they might not want to mention it. I don't know. So you can't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
tell
yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
right? Yeah, because of
yeah,
some issues they're dealing with as well. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So, but the more important is you need to know what you're going to do about it because, like it or not, we all exposed. Full stop. Okay, we're all
yeah,
exposed, including me.
yeah,
So these are just a reality that we have to know and prepare for
yeah,
what is more to come. But
yeah,
this is just a first humanity experience of what is
yeah.
it being experiment in the whole globe. Yeah. So, So we
Staggering.
want to do some. That's why what I'm more important is educating, so that you know whether you like this and that. Okay, everyone can agree spike protein. Okay, that's fine. Let's
Yeah.
agree one thing, and then let's deal with it. So we're
Yeah.
talking about more on the smoldering effect of it. Why is it that we're having like a smoldering effect instead of just a fire, just a quench down, but people having all sorts of neurological symptoms persist long durations of time? That's the one we want to deal with it, because
Yeah.
you don't just go on with your life and without dealing with it. It will not
Yeah.
just. It takes much longer, I'm pretty sure,
Mm.
as compared to you know what to do and then you do something about it. Yeah.
So when you're talking smoldering, sorry to interrupt, but when you're talking smoldering, you're talking about what's it called? Inflammation all throughout the body,
Yes,
causing
the root is
rashes,
inflammation.
headaches. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, today we focus more on the brain side, okay, the neurological side, because they have quite unique inflammation that is more devastating. Sometimes you can say even.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I explained that as well. So the brain smoldering we're talking about is persistent neuroinflammation. So not necessarily the inflammation from the body goes to the brain, even the brain being exposed. The reason because of the floodgates has been opened, we call a barrier in our brain called blood-brain barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see whether we can bring it up. So the first thing we want to talk about is the brain that's smoldering fire is a persistent neuroinflammation. And then there is a unique part of the immune cells in the brain, the residential immune cells called glia cells, particularly the microglia.
So
And you
your
can
brain
put it
has
up.
its own immune system,
We
its
call
own natural
resident
immune.
immune cells that resident in your brain, neurons, your brains. They're specifically to protect your brains. That's why
Wow.
they have specialized
I
immune
keep saying
cells
wow, but I keep
just to
saying
deal with
wow.
brains.
That's the first time
Your
I've ever
blood
learned that.
cells,
So
all
you
this. Yeah. If you bring up the
great.
first slide, then we'll see the
Yeah,
first
sure.
one. Yeah, the slide one. As you can see that this is called microglia cells. I think we've
Yeah.
seen before, we just don't know what is it. Yeah.
Yes.
We see all the brain pictures, all they saw this kind of microglia cells. They just you can see that on the top right there is like the microglia cells in the healthy neurons and all this. They will just reside next to it near the area. And they can be resting phase, which is neuroprotection if they are not stressed out. They have anti-inflammatories state, and when they are being activated by either poison, toxins, or stress, then it can cause inflammation state called pro-inflammatory microglia. In essence, it's called microglia activation. You hear a lot of this today.
Yeah.
And when this activated, it causes the inflammations that is ongoing, and it can cause toxicity, neurotoxicity, and it also can recruit other parts of the immune cells in the body. Remember the T cells and all this to join in the deal with inflammation. You got residents of the immune cells in the brain, and also from your bloodstream, you can go through blood-brain barrier with some immune cells to deal with the threat. It is
Okay.
effective for short-term dealing with threats, but if you have something that keep on causing it to be persistent, inflamed, then this is a real problem. And when
Yeah.
this happens, the gates that is the one supposed to keep all these poisons or toxins and all this stuff, even bacterial toxin called LPS, which is very common, lipopolysaccharides, especially if you have gut issues, because the long COVID can cause gut issues. So the gut issues, it causes a lot of release of this bacteria, release of this LPS, and then they can enter your brain. And you can have some evidence suggests that we have LPS even in the brain, which is that's why it's very highly inflammatory. It's because they are bacteria toxins. So
So if
your
I'm
brain
asking
doesn't.
me, what are if you had brain inflammation? I know that encephalitis is like one of the worst cases, but what would be the symptoms if people are at home? What would be the symptoms that
Depends on
you've
where it's being inflamed. We'll go through more of the brain parts, but in
okay.
general, you're talking about that is headache is one of the very common one.
Yeah.
Whatever names your headaches, they are through the blood vessels of your brains that's affected. and then it causes sometimes throbbing type of headaches. You can see increase of blood pressure and all this in the area. You can feel the throbbing effect also. So there are many kinds, but in essence is the brain inflammation, if you want to go into the general description.
Yes.
And particularly is the glial activation, which is a microglia activations, which is almost contributing to every form of brain inflammations that cause neurological issues, and also what do you call the diseases from the brains,
Yep.
including Alzheimer, Parkinson, including
Oh, so
what they
this
call
early onset
MS.
dementia is caused by this.
Not caused by, it's a very big early contributors.
Yes. Okay.
We're talking about floodgates, yeah?
Yeah.
That's my concern, because we have evidence that if inflamed brains that keeps going for 2 years, are you going to monitor for another few years, or what's going to happen later? Evidence already shows. And this LPS also, they can cause the, what do you call, these cytokines to be released by your immune cells. Remember last time talk about it? Interleukin
Yep.
6 is one of the inflammation markers in people with serious long COVID. They have high level of interleukin 6, and they can
Yeah.
cross blood-brain barrier as well into the areas of where the microglia activations. You can see that a lot of things going through. So you need to understand that to know that it is not just local issues when you have brain inflammations. And the brain's the persistent inflammation can lead to more things later, which is autoimmune and all this as well. We'll go some of it so we can understand why. Because
Yeah.
at first I also thought that when you have inflammation, it's just inflammation, nothing, you know. But that inflammation can damage your what do you call this? Nerve fibers, and particularly the demyelination of your nerves. That's the one I want to maybe go further a little bit to get understanding of it. And demyelination disease is one of the COVID side effects. And example is Guillain-Barré syndrome, and then also the
Guillain-Barré comes initially from the brain.
Guillain-Barré. It is usually activated by virus. I mean, interestingly,
Hey, Lynn.
if you look
Yep.
it up. And MS is multiple sclerosis, also is demyelinating disease. Those demyelinating disease is the one that your nerve fibers is being, you can see that the picture there on the red one, there's inflamed. You see that all the pieces of things that just break apart.
Yes.
These are myelin sheath, the insulation of your nerves that cause the transmission of information fast. So when this is broken, everything slows down, broken, dysfunction, and disconnected.
And that
Now you can
causes
see
dementia.
all the brain
because the
fog
brain-
and all this stuff. It slows down
Yeah.
everything. So this is the principle you need to understand. Although it doesn't mean necessary that you have demyelination injuries and all this starting to happen, that you will become you turn to multiple sclerosis. Doesn't mean that way, but it can accumulate. That's a problem. That's the thing. And
Yeah.
persistent inflammation, it doesn't allow your body to heal properly, to repair the myelin properly. That's what happened
Yeah.
in people that have all this chronic ongoing neurological neuroinflammation that can be measured in PET scan. It's not just saying, it can be measured
Oh
literally.
my God.
And that's what my concern is, that these are the things that needs to be dealt with, because
Mm.
you don't get headaches out of nowhere, you don't get just brain fog out of nowhere. It's not
Yes.
something that you just even feel depressed out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Depression can be injuries in the brain, not just the thoughts and kind of things. Because
Yeah.
if you injured enough, the painful enough in a way, you depress. Simple as that. Even so, anyone suffering from some kind of pain, you have some kind of if you're not being able to deal with the pain, it can lead to some kind of depression as well.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can see
I was
where
gonna
it's
do a thing. Just 2 secs. Yeah. Hey, Anna. Yeah. Sorry. We have to talk about this. That's a terrible. She's. It brings back memories of a 3-year-old when he had brain tumor and passed away 43 years ago. And my partner. I don't know if she's lost them both, but very sorry, Anna. Anyways,
sorry to
let's
hear
keep
about that.
going, Lee.
Yeah. Now the glia cells you mentioned, they are immune cells. They are also cleanup cells as well.
Okay.
And And in long COVID, we mentioned before previously, is also dysregulated immune system and persistent activation of the alarm. Remember? That's how
Yeah.
it causes persistent inflammation. So look at the previous one we talked about, make it, transpose it, bring it into the brain. It make it more activated because of you have additional players there, which is called microglia.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you look at a lot of vaccine injured literatures, they are all persistent microglia activations. That's what I learned from in the beginning, the first time when I learned about
Wow.
true vaccine injuries, that the science behind it.
Yes.
And that's why you see the symptoms are sometimes quite similar.
Yeah.
Very similar, a lot of this. And you can see that the neurodegenerative, there are two categories of this, I like to say. One is a demyelination disease, which is autoimmune that
Yeah.
that cause your immune cells, the T cells, and also the B cells that produce antibodies, like missile targeting the myelin sheath with antibodies, auto-antibodies against the myelin sheath proteins. There is a cause demyelination that can lead to autoimmune. And we mentioned previously about the spike protein potential. Can you put up slide 5 just to recap a little
Slide
bit stuff?
5. Yep.
Yeah, slide 5. I have slide 5. This is the scariest. This always remind me of the potential of spike protein. This is the reason why I mentioned a lot
remember
about
this one,
immunity problems. Is this one? Is this spike protein has a potential to cross react with so many tissues in our organs. And with nervous system, you look at the blue one is the nervous system one.
Yeah.
And they have evidence. They have a measurement of ANA antibodies, phospholipids, all sorts of different antibodies.
Joints is arthritis then. A
Hmm?
lot of people
Joints
saying they're suffering
arthritis, yes.
arthritis now.
One of
Yeah.
the client in my early days is the one I deal with autoimmune arthritis. Never have arthritis, suddenly have very debilitating arthritis that need walker to walk. That was the teacher I helped.
Why they've never had arthritis. Yeah.
In her about 50s around. It's not that old.
Yeah, my father's suffering from joints and stuff now. He's never had it. He's been healthy all his life. Yeah.
Now you can see why here. One of the
Yeah.
reasons. So if it affects the myelin sheath, the one that insulate the nerve fibers, then you have this kind of autoimmune disease. On the other way, I won't talk about today, but maybe one day I'll talk about it because a lot of people are interested in this one. And this is also my real concern. Another disease that is potential is called neurodegenerative disease, also contributed by microglia activation that's persistence. I
And
knew all this
what was that disease?
neurodegenerative. This
Oh,
one
okay.
is the breakdown of the proteins in our neurons and all this cause entanglement, misfolding and all this bunch of rubbish that clogged up everything and persist in inflammation and all this and cause this kind of disease like Alzheimer, Parkinson. Depends on where it's being clogged up and stuff.
Okay.
So this one we'll talk
What's this
about
one
probably
here?
next.
Sorry, Lee. This one, GI and tight. What's that? The first one, the red
GI
one.
and type. This is your what they call your leaky gut. I told you before, right? You can
leaky
have
gut.
that.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
The
I
tight
remember.
junction. I think maybe it's
Yeah.
the junctions at the bottom. It just cut off. Yeah. So spike protein has shown to cause leaky gut. Not can cause, shown clinically
Yeah.
to cause leaky gut. We talked about the last time that they reverse it with a molecule that blocks the zonulin. The same way the gluten trigger the leaky gut molecule called zonulin, the spike protein can do that. Here you go. So it means that it designed to recirculate your spike protein in the body all the time and end up everywhere, including your brains. That's why these are very important understanding, because if you have that reason for the body to keep having the factor to keep getting the smoldering fire, I can quite predict that this kind of disease will develop because it's accumulative. And this disease is not just a name, it's a cumulative of certain damage. There's so much that it turns into clinical symptoms. That's how they define. Based on clinical symptoms, you are labeled MS or Guillain-Barré. Depends on what. MS will be on the brain, spinal cord. Guillain-Barré will be a peripheral of your nerves, different
Yeah.
area. But they are all demyelinating type, means that they damage your myelin sheath. So you can see that glia activations, this is just one part of it. We'll talk about the neurodegenerative also is my concern as well, because we are seeing people a lot of memory issues, but we won't go today for memory issues and all this. That one has to do with neurodegeneration and aging, if you want to name that. But
Yeah.
aging is just a term they name to define, to say excuse of anything now, right? So you can see that that is so important to know that this microglia activations in the immune in the brain, it can potentially lead to all these autoimmune disease that is the one that scare the most people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now we want to look at the gatekeeper. This part you understand clearly, you have more confidence to how to deal with it as well. So it's a
Okay.
gatekeeper. I call gatekeeper because it's a blood-brain barrier that allows a certain size of small molecule that pass through. Our brain is very tightly regulated with hardly any. You should not have any toxin even to go into your brain, unless there is leakiness, just like our gut, leaky gut. But our leaky gut is just minor compared to the brain one, because brain one is much more compact and stuff. Can you put a slide 2? So you can see that on the left hand side is a healthy brain, that you can see
Yep.
the single cell layer that has all this occludin and all this similar than our gut one, and they have tightly regulated, what they call tightly bind together. And then you can see those with AD is Alzheimer's disease. I'm just giving example of
Yep.
blood-brain barrier damage, because I mean every neurological disease happens because of blood-brain barrier, because of the floodgates. So it's the same. So I just want to show the what happens. So actually your cell starts to break. You see the string become
Yes.
lesser. So the string, the
Yeah.
proteins that binds together become loosened. We'll see the structure more later on. It's very interesting as well. And MMP2, this is the one called matrix metalloproteinase. It's like a scissors that can cut enzymes and all this, and it actually dissolves collagens and all this structural stuff that helps to remodel. In healthy state, it helps to remodel. But example in Alzheimer, it can cause to break down the what they call the building structure surrounding the cell as well. In particularly for cancer cell, tumor, usually our body has ability to produce some kind of capsules around it to contain the tumor by our own immune to deal with it as we go.
Yeah. That's what I've
That's
been
how that's
learning.
how they
Yeah.
say benign tumor. Remember when people say
Yeah.
most of the time. But when they say that this MMP, either 2, 9, or different one, they starts to over express. They can break down this shell, or what do you call the capsules, that tumor capsule they call, and then it can cause it to metastasize. That's when it becomes deadly.
So that's what caused it to spread, this MMP9.
MMP2, 9, I think, I don't know exactly the numbers.
So we're hearing now when people go to hospital with cancer and they find out they've got stage 4 cancer, it's everywhere.
This MMP is very advanced, very, very aggressive. So that's
Wow.
what they yeah. And on top of this, our amyloid beta plaques and AB fibers, all these are entanglement. They call neural entanglements. We won't be going
Okay.
through today, but we're looking at the damage of the leaky gut, what they call the leaky cell in your brain,
Yeah.
blood-brain barrier. Yeah. So if you look at slide 3, another one, that's slide 3. This is the one. I didn't thought I can found this one. This is very interesting one. So these are our brain cells. You can see the microvascular endothelial cell means that the vascular cell, vascular means that the blood vessels in your brain cells, that you can see the small red stuff surrounding the cell. These are all
Yes.
lined up evenly to spread out the tensions. You understand
Okay.
about tension? You pull like a muscle.
Yes.
You can think that way, so that they are on the right shape, the integrity structure is kept. But when under disease state, there is a accumulation of something called stress fiber. They name it stress fiber because when you're under stress, these fibers, they aggregate to become like a thick rope, small ropes that has a higher tension or pull in one direction, so you can see. So if you have a certain direction that is pulled together more, not evenly spread, that's how you pull the blood vessel apart. It becomes leaky.
Oh, I see. Yep.
So that's how you see. And this is very interesting illustration that the
Yeah.
stress fiber is the one that is the one pulling like a rope. So that makes it blood-brain barrier become leaky. So imagine it's the what they call the vascular cell wall like this,
Yep.
and they have all this surrounding. So it becomes leaky. That's why you can have all this integrity of the blood vessel be affected. And our blood vessels in the brain is not porous. Our normal blood vessels in our body has a little bit of fenestration, they call pores, for transportation of nutrients and all this as well. And
Yep.
for the blood-brain barrier, it's very tightly packed together. So you can see that they have like multiple layers of these proteins, tight junction proteins and all this that bind the cell together. So it needs to have quite a lot of breakage to cause it to happen as well.
Mm.
As you can see that in the picture as well. Yeah.
It's
So it's
fascinating.
highly regulated, tightly bound. So if you maintain your integrity of your blood-brain barrier, that you can actually stop the smoldering, literally,
Okay.
because you stop the floodgates from having all this LPS, interleukin 6, the spike protein recirculate inside because it flow a lot in your blood. So that's why when you look at the blood, then you can see the damaged red blood cell, all this because of the spike protein has been exposed to it,
Yeah.
exposed to spike proteins. Yeah.
So you're saying
So
it's
this,
repairable? The blood-brain barrier is repairable?
yes, yes, and some of the nutrients are specifically can help with that even.
Wow.
And we will look into that one. Okay, now I got talked about the other one. Most people heard of blood-brain barrier, but very few people heard about the glycocalyx. I think I mentioned about blood vessels previously. Glycocalyx, the gel-like, fuzzy, like a gel-like layer
Yep.
lining your blood vessel. So it's like a gel, like coat your blood vessel, so it's smooth. It let your blood vessel, red blood cells squeeze in the capillaries to transfer gas exchange. It's amazing. It just allow one your capillary just allow one red blood cell to pass through, and it's not like that pass through, it's just slip through just nicely, so you can have a proper contact with gas exchange. It's amazing thing by itself. When you have proper glycocalyx flow, your blood vessel flow easily, your gas exchange in your capillary also happens easily. The same
Yeah.
thing happens even more in your brain. Your brain micro blood vessels has glycocalyx. I didn't know that. So this is more recently I read further, I found out that. So which means that we have to fix with the glycocalyx issue as well, because the glycocalyx, let me show you, give a slide 3B. It's a 3B. There's a 3B called glycocalyx.
You want me to
The
take
one
this
that
slide down?
I just sent to you one, I think, later on.
Okay. What email?
Yes.
Okay. I'll go there and grab it.
Yeah, so this glycocalyx is like hairy gel stuff that makes sure your blood vessel is being protected from outside uh, viruses, pathogens, and stuff that cannot be direct in touch contact with your blood vessels, causing inflammation and problems.
Okay. 26. It hasn't come through yet.
Let me, yeah, I can just go through anyway. And
Yeah.
the glycocalyx layer is like a molecular sieve because it has a certain what do you call the contact point and all this, so you can't allow the large harmful molecules usually to contact the blood vessel and then to go inside your cells. So they are the molecular sieve, very important, and they are the
Yeah.
first shield that blocks invaders like spike protein. The one I want to show the picture later is the spike protein. Actually, if you have the hairy stuff like coming out like a gel layer, it gives you less ability to contact your ACE2 receptors, which is a receptor the spike protein binds and cause a lot of problems. There's ACE2 receptor in your blood vessel cell wall that controls your blood vessels, blood pressure, and all this. There are a lot of other things as well in your brain, everywhere. So this glycocalyx layer blocks the contact of the spike protein. That's why I mentioned before, previously, those people in ICU has shown that in COVID, they have a very compromised glycocalyx. They call glycocalyx shedding. They literally shed it, like very few or very damaged glycocalyx layer.
So that's
That's
what's
why they are
getting
very
shed.
sick. That's why they are very sick. No, because the spike protein easily contact the ACE2 receptor and enters your body.
Yeah.
So it's a first shield, the first line of shield, that physical block. So
Yeah.
I have a picture here. If you can bring it up, that one, then we'll see. But if not, then I'll
See if
continue.
you can do it yourself. See, Lee, at the bottom, you see the TV with a plus in it?
Yes.
Click that and then
Oh,
click image
hang
file.
on, image file. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't
Okay.
believe a white man just gave an Asian man tech support.
Tech support. How do I put it
Here we
in?
go.
Do I just double click it? Okay, this is the one. Your blood vessel like this. Your brain
Yeah.
blood vessel, same thing. You see the hairy thing?
Yeah.
Of course, if you have hairy stuff, it has a direct physical block towards something that wants to touch your blood vessels, including your spike proteins. You can see why.
Yeah.
So the second one, you see this one. I think only few. The rest you have it. It's fine.
Yep. No problem. I'm just seeing.
Yeah.
I
Because
can't.
seeing is easy to understand.
Is that real hair though? Are you saying that we
I
grow
mean, it's
hair
very
in
small. It's 0.2 micrometer.
but it's
it's
still hair. So we've got hair in our cells.
yeah.
Silica.
Yeah, look at like hair. It's not hair fiber type of thing. It's more like a glycocalyx. It's like a
Yeah.
gel
Okay.
kind of hair. Yeah, because it has hyaluronase and all this. Those beauty stuff. They understand about hyaluronic acid. They are very good at gathering moisture. This is the one. So this is the one in the early days when I found out about this glycocalyx protection on COVID. This is one I found. So this shows that in a steady state, you have a lot of repel. You can protect your delicate vascular endothelium, which your blood vessels cell, the first layer, to oxidative stress, even the LDL. The LDL, the bad cholesterol. It's not
Yeah.
really a bad cholesterol. It's oxidized cholesterol. Remember I talked to you? It's
Yeah.
oxidized LDL, not the cholesterol, but it's the LDL, the vehicle carry the cholesterol. Here it display up to date information. You can see oxidized LDL. I like it. And then the ROS, which is a reactive oxygen species. When you have any kind of reactive oxygen species, is called free radicals from byproduct
All right.
of it's
Yep.
an
I've heard of free
exhaust.
radicals.
Yeah, so everyone
Yeah.
knows that. And then you can see that also it repels other things as well. Then when you see, including the spike proteins and all this, because it prevents it from direct contact. When you see that this hairy stuff is gone, you can see that the spike protein can bind to ACE2 receptors, and it causes
Yeah.
disease. This
So that's
is
like the line of
the
defense.
one of the reason how those people with chronic disease, why they suffer worse, is this reason. Very few people know about it during the time. I think now also very few people know about it.
Yeah.
And they already done all these studies on that during that time as well.
So
And that's why
basically, it just removes the defensive layer for the cells.
the first
and then
layer,
the cell,
yes, that's why
the
they say
cell
it's
is
very
just
easy
up
to
for
bind.
grabs.
Yeah, those people with like type 2 diabetes, all these, they have all these glycocalyx layers are all being shed off. They call shedding. Your glycocalyx layer has been shedding. And the virus by itself, the SARS virus also can cause the shedding of glycocalyx. So they
Yeah.
can cause it also. So this is how to cause fragmented of glycocalyx that cause problem. Imagine this happen in your brain. Now you got different
Yeah.
issues again. So now you can see the difference. Now, where am I? So you can see that it's like a molecular sieve, and then it's a first shield, and then it also supports structure. It provides the tightness they bind together. And then another important part is anti-stick barrier. When you have a glycocalyx that's damaged, you see that there are receptors, right? This is
Yep.
just SARS-CoV can bind the receptors. They have inflammation molecule like cytokines, or what do you call this, adherent cells. I don't know the exact name. They will bind to this area of the exposed blood vessel wall to tell that is something wrong. So they need to deal with it. They'll cause inflammation. They'll cause the damage of it. So it provides anti-stick barrier. So if you have this barrier, it's just like in your castle wall, you have thorny plants surrounding the wall. So nothing can stick on the wall. So it doesn't cause further inflammation. This kind of inflammation also can lead to, if it's on blood vessels, all this can lead to arteriosclerosis and all this as well. Here you go.
Wow.
So
I'm just
they
going
are
to
all
answer the Trish
related.
Wildfire. Trish is saying she's drinking dandelion leaf tea. Kelly's got me drinking that
That's
all
the
the time now.
receptor. Yeah, yeah.
I've actually stopped drinking coffee. I used to drink lots of coffee. I'm just addicted to dandelion tea, Trish, so I'm with you.
But if you can restore the glycocalyx layer, even better, because these are the first layer. You can see that.
Yeah.
So it means that it doesn't even have opportunity to contact your ACE2 receptors, or
Yeah.
less. It's not completely, but less, far lesser. Yeah. So
You want me to take the slide down?
yeah, I can take it out. Let me see. So now we talk about the blood-brain barrier, glycocalyx. Now we talk about the.
Bill M says, great, more hair everywhere except where I want it.
You'd be surprised. A lot of parts of body hairs are always in terms of metaphorically, not directly hair kind of the material they use. They are very important for protection, including the one in your gut cell wall. It's called villi. Without that, you are malnourished. People with what do you call this? Celiac disease. They don't have the hairy stuff
Celiac
that absorb
disease. Yep.
nutrients. That's why they are malnourished. They need some supplements, nutrients that doesn't need specific breakdown of nutrients and all this. I mean, if they are not looking after their gut properly, it can be very
Yes.
badly damaged. Yeah. So the gluten with celiac is no joke. You can have even little bit of gluten. It causes very bad autoreactive. So
We just
we
have
want.
something here, Lee, a question for you. Innocent question here, latest stream. Where is Lee's information data from?
Oh, so from a lot of places though.
Yeah.
Even over the years, but I mean, like you can fact check and all this. I think it's good. You know, you need to know yourself, all this. But
Yeah.
in terms of slide, all this, I'll put the links. That's where I get my reading all this from.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You can also go to his Proton Patreon.
the Patreon, yeah, you can have a
Yeah,
look
which
and
should
see
be
as
in the
well.
show notes.
Yeah. And now we want to talk about more on the details of how these immune cells, the microglia activation, breaks down your neurons and your especially the myelin. We talk about demyelination, which is
Yeah.
call it the end stage of neurological damage. They can lead to serious autoimmune disease if let it persist. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yep.
and I mean, doesn't, like I say, it doesn't need to be multiple sclerosis, but because of the structures being damaged, it has similar symptoms and long COVID. So this is the thing you want to understand.
Yeah.
So first thing is, as you know, that the microglia activation, when it starts activated on the area of the inflammation, okay, they will recruit more immune cells, which is called autoreactive T cells. Means that they are already activated T cells, which is they are ready to do their job.
Okay.
And when they're ready to do their job, means that they are primed to recognize whatever threats in the inflammation area. And when you have that, they can misrecognize it is under inflammation state, that they can overreactive, especially women. We talked about it before. So they can target things like your myelin basic protein. The myelin sheath contains quite a lot of material. One is the myelin basic protein, the build-up of the myelin sheath, or myelin oligodendrocyte glycoproteins. It's the oligodendrocytes are the cells that beside the nerve that produce the what do you call the myelin sheath.
Yes.
How do I show you? Can you put slide 4? I think
Sure
you do
can.
faster or might be
Is it
fast.
slide 4A or just slide 4?
Slide 4.
Yep.
Okay, you can see that there is on top that there is something that attached to the myelin sheath. These are the oligodendrocytes. These are the cells that repairs and maintain the myelin sheath. So when you see that
Okay.
when it's damaged, the cell also can disappear. So you can see how it can be quite damaging.
Yeah.
So this is
God,
very
look at the one
important
below. It's just
to
it's
restore your
damn-
myelin sheath as early as possible.
Yeah.
And by doing that, sometimes you can improve a lot of function in your brains. We'll go through the parts of the brain, some of it, to see how it affects. Yeah.
What does
And
that word say? Demyelating?
what?
The word.
Demyelinate.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, demyelinating. Yeah. The same thing. Demyelination means that the breaking down of the covering, the insulation, the fatty insulation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can see that with the autoreactive cell crosses the blood-brain barrier has been compromised. We saw that infiltrate the central nervous system, whole system. And then we have the Th1, the T cells. Remember the last time I mentioned
Yep.
interferon gamma, the commanders of the immune cells, the T cells, and then the inflammation factors, what they call the cytokines, necrotic factor alpha,
Yep.
TNF alpha. These are all adds to the fire. And then when this ongoing, you will have more and more, and then remember that the immune will start to be what do you call exhausted, T cell exhaustion. The process is like this. So we have more as you continue to have inflammation going on. The Th1 and the T cell begin to be more exhausted. They will shift towards Th2. There's more allergenic type, which is they produce antibodies. This is how your COVID vaccine works, is to produce antibodies. So they have this, I call it missile operators. So they produce this, B cells produce autoantibodies. That is when it become very damaging, is when they target all this on top of the Th1. Now they got Th2, the helper cells that target autoantibodies that target all these myelin sheath. And then they produce something called MAC, called the, what do you call this? Membrane attack complex, that's the word. They literally punch a hole in the cell membrane. They punch hole. If you see the microscope, you can see holes there. This is how the immune cells destroy bacteria and all this as well.
Yeah.
But now you can see the problem, because I can show you. Okay, this is one I think I didn't load, but this is the one that is very interesting when I just found out. Just give me a second.
Yeah.
You need to see the pictures to know. Oh, hang on. No, not this one.
So in your brain, there'd be billions of these things, wouldn't there?
Yes. This is a very nice one. This one. Just put it here.
Yeah, we have sound playing up too. There's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. We have to. If you're out there praying, pray. That's there's nothing I can do from this end. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, Karen.
It's okay. Do I just double click it?
I'll take this slide down,
Oh,
and
you gotta take it. Sorry. How to put it in?
yeah,
Slide 4A.
4A, got it.
Yeah, this is one. I just got it only. It's very interesting. You see, the T cells, all this, you see direct attack on it. See it breaking down. And then
Yeah.
the one that shoots the Y-shaped stuff like missile, that's the one antibodies. See, antibodies, the Y-shaped one. And then the myelin antigens. That's the one that
Oh, I
target.
see. Yes.
See, it breaks down, and then it releases all
Yes.
these antigens. It goes back to your, what do you call this, microglia again, and then it cause the Th1 to release even more this INF interferon, what the gamma. It will keep firing. That's why it's like a vicious cycle thing. Once if you're not quenching,
So it's
that's
a
the problem.
full-on attack. It's the body
Yes.
attacking itself.
Yes.
They've got the body to just attack itself.
Yes. That's why first thing you need to stop is this, what do you call this? T cells and all this have no business doing there if you don't have problem that needs to recruit this, or if you don't have a leaky issue in your blood-brain barrier in the first place.
Yeah.
So you're less likely to have all this, to recruit all this stuff. And you can see this alone is a lot of the main contributors of autoimmune disease by itself. That's why understanding principle is very important. These are literally the principle of it. Is you have the Th1 always cause problem, and then if you get tired more of it, then it will turn more towards the missile antibodies that generated that targets this specific whatever things that was tagged. So now the MS actually, this is for MS to see how it developed. From Th1 to Th17. Th17 is another T helper cells that is very specific towards dealing with, was it pathogens? I think it's antifungal, not specific or something. So it will be activated also somehow.
Yeah.
And this one, we didn't even mention that, but this is part of it as well.
Oh,
so you can see that a lot of, I see all this because I read autopsy reports as well, right?
yes.
So they will always mention the infiltration of T cells. This is what it means. Or someone passed away, all this was some kind of serious cytokine storm or some kind of serious inflammation. And then they see a lot of, what do you call this, microglia activation, they call. You look at all the papers, they saw this massive or persistent microglia activations because it will keep happening until you reduce it down.
So until you get control of it, and you have to stay in control of it forever, if you don't, it just keeps coming back.
Yeah.
You
so
just
I would say that the main contributor is the spike proteins.
Yeah.
It's the spike protein that is the one that is keep on adding on this. Yeah. And then it builds on it because spike protein can be made more.
Because your body just keeps producing it. And they're still finding it in bodies years later, haven't they?
Yeah, they call spike protein persistent. Why do they use
Yeah.
that word? Because there's a reason they use the persistent words. Yeah, you can look it up, all the literature. It's, I mean, now it's almost well-established literature, just too many to name all this. So the principle is more important because later you need to know what to do. So we see that they target this myelin shift is one of the, that is the main one that I'll focus on. Means that if you know how to stop the fire, reduce the fire, close the floodgates, and then you start the repairs, because you cannot repair properly if the floodgate is open.
Oh, I see.
That's why it's important to understand the process of it. Just like many health practitioners understand about leaky gut one. Oh, you need to stop the fire, you need to stop the toxin, you need to stop this gluten, right? That's causing leaky gut. The floodgates in open in the first place. But if you try all these things to heal your gut, glutamine, all this zinc, carnosine, whatever, without dealing with the gluten, you weren't able to fix it. That's why elimination diet is very important. The last time I mentioned that. Yeah. So we want to talk about the brain part so you can understand that how this will affect the brain. Our brain has gray matter and a white matter. I'm not that well about this. I just read again just to understand my anatomy recently again. And we have the gray part of the brain matter is the one that doing the control, processing of information.
Okay.
So it planning and all this. And it doesn't, and the white part of the matter, which is the white matter of the brain, are the one that is high speed cable. We call information center. Communication center, like your internet bandwidth and all this. Need to be very fast. That's the reason why it has a myelin sheath. The myelin sheath, it doesn't, if you look it up, Google how the neurons work is very interesting. It doesn't go straight like this. It jumps from one part of the myelin to another. You see the gap there in the center, there's a gap between the myelin sheath. They jumps. So they don't just go straight there. So it travels faster. I now remember my biology. I used to study. So that's why myelin sheath is so important for communication.
Yes.
And when you have the damage of, that's why white matter is so fatty, because white is fatty stuff.
Yes.
So your myelin sheath is very fatty. So it's full of fatty stuff in your brain. That's why brain mostly contains of fat.
Yes.
Because of the white matter, the myelin sheath. So if you have like damage and all this on the white part of it, myelin sheath, then you will have slow signal transmission. So it lead to what? Clumsiness, poor coordination. You can see what is it? These kind of things happening. And then the gray matter is more on the memory issues.
Yep. So that's like
weakness
the storage.
issue, muscle weakness. Yes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need to have immediate transfer of information. But the one that needs to move things fast, movement and all this, that's why it can lead to clumsiness, because you need to have a right speed of communication so that you can coordinate between your hand, your feet, your movement of your feet, so that you don't fall. Even walking, it's a very big thing to do. Now only they learn how to use AI to teach robots to walk properly, because it's a very complicated stuff.
Yeah.
And you can see that the control center, when it's weak and all this, you cannot transfer information properly.
And that causes
it connects
brain
to
fog.
help with learning, attention, brain fog, motor control. You can see where you're going.
Yeah.
So these are the things that symptoms coming out. So you don't need to have a lot of, you can even because they do PET scan and all this, they can see some of the stuff.
Yeah.
The white matter, the gray matter and all this. But you don't want to, when you have damage that's starting, you don't want to become end stage kind of damage. And in fact, MS at first, because MS affect the myelin sheath, right? So it means that it will affect your white matter first. Your motor control will first affected, your learning, attention, all this, if it's mild. But when it becomes serious, it becomes muscle weakness.
Oh, I see.
When it becomes memory.
Yeah.
Because the gray matter doesn't have, I think, little or doesn't have myelin sheath. So it is not being affected, but it's affected secondary of it.
Yes.
So even now I can understand now is the progressive of the disease also has to do with the myelin sheath as well, where it's being located at. So let me show you this one. Maybe you can see more of it before we go to the strategies. Let me see. This one also I just added for me.
Created a posting meme monster now that we've taught him how to post it himself. Here goes.
Does it come out? Okay.
Yep.
This is just a quick analogy. So you got the white matter and gray matter, communication signal, white matter, and then it's a highway system. Okay, easy way. Gray matter is like a city inside the city. So when you have early stage of
in a way,
damage,
to get my head around it, gray matter is like the hard drive, and the white matter is like RAM.
oh, the white matter is the wire circuit.
Yeah. Okay. What is the wire circuit? Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, because you need to move information. It's a highway system, cable.
Yes.
That's why I need insulation.
I get it.
For different purpose, but I just give a
Yep.
picture installation of cables. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see how related to if you have these injuries, you get persistent fatigue and all these motor sensory issues.
Yeah.
And then you gray matter, you most likely, or memory, brain fog, sorry, it should be in the gray matter. So cognitive issues as well.
Persistent fatigue.
But brain fog has more things to do with. I don't have time to go through. Brain fog, one of the study they show is the big contributor is called MACAS, MCAS, mass, something to do with histamine. Is histamine mass produced in your body that cause a lot of problems. And it can be very problematic because of massive histamine response in the body. And this is one of the symptoms they see brain fog commonly has overlapping issues with it. But I'm just looking at just the context of the demyelination can cause. And by the way, those people long COVID, the side effects that they show, if you have because they do PET scan, so they can find out blood-brain barrier being compromised and all this. They tend to have more motor symptom issues, long COVID problems, those with blood-brain barrier issues.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I was thinking, is it because it's easy to reach, like nearer to reach, compared to further in, like gray matter or somewhere? I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah.
Like Why is it like more on that first? But probably because it affects your myelin sheath more.
Yeah.
I don't know, because they already found the mechanism of it. Yeah. And now you can
Madness
see,
of
let
this.
me summarize. You watch my word, if you don't do anything, this kind of problems, it doesn't just magically just disappear, especially if you have symptoms.
Yeah.
Especially if you have symptoms,
So
okay?
if you've got symptoms and you think that it'll just resolve itself,
You
you're
have to
out
deal with it. Yeah,
you're just
because
out
of
of
the
your
spike protein persistent issues. Unless you literally measure the spike proteins, whether in your spinal fluid and all these areas that affect your brain, of course.
yeah.
Let me add this one, just a summary, then before we go to the what can be done about, we can do about it. Where is it? Oh, I haven't put it. Okay, this is just a quick summary of what we mentioned even before. So
Mhm.
is it not full? Can't see the bottom. Oh yeah. So it's a summary of neurological damage to in terms of female long COVID, and you got a viral trigger, of course, spike protein. Immune dysregulation means that they have a lot of the cell that is not mature properly, cannot do the job properly, easily already cause a lot of collateral damage by this kind of immune dysfunction.
Mhm.
And then the systemic inflammation, we talk about it. The biomarkers, actually you can measure this one. One of it is you measure the interleukin 6, very commonly measured in the studies is interleukin 6, that measure the inflammation marker, how bad this inflammation is going on. And then the blood-brain barrier disruptions, we talk about that. Then your neuroinflammation, particularly glial cell activations. If you look it up, this one, almost all brain disease involve glial cell activation. Then you know how
What number
important they
you
are.
on, Lee? Is it 1 or 2?
Number 5,
Are you on to 5 already?
neuroinflammation.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just summary because we've gone
Yeah.
through it before already. So, and then today we learn is autoimmune demyelination. It's the infiltration of T cells. We'll talk about it. Autoantibodies by the B cells and attack specifically the myelin sheath. And then the cell that produces the myelin sheath or repairs it, called oligodendrocytes. And the detection of autoantibodies against the myelin components has been measured. That's why you know that it is something that is been shown to damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I say, post-mortem, I read the reports, the same thing as well, the evidence of myelin loss as well. Yeah. So here are some of the stuff, and then you can just bring it off. I think one more, whether this one. Yeah, probably this one can give a little bit of can you put last one, the slide 6? I think 6, yeah.
6
6.
BB?
Yeah, blood-brain barrier one. So this is a big picture. So
Yeah.
we learn about pro-inflammatory state, anti-inflammatory states, your blood-brain barrier on the left. You can see healthy one, they are closely, tightly packed together.
Yeah,
When it's
nothing can get
leaky,
through.
see your immune cells, T cells, just slip through. This
Yeah.
is how we get into a cause problem. Because your glial cells, the one, the orange one,
Yeah.
it's causing the M1 is the phenotype, which is the state of activation of inflammation. When it starts to be inflammatory state, they call M1, and then they will cause the inflammation, and then you see these T cells can direct damage the myelin sheath as well, on top of your antibodies. And you can see that
So these are your own T cells. This is your own body attacking the myelin sheath,
mm,
driven to do it by spike protein. So
mm.
spike protein says this is a virus, so the T cells attack
Remember
it,
the
but
spike
it's actually
protein
not a
looks,
mice.
no, the spike protein looks a lot like a lot of tissue in the body. I show you the special slide 5, remember?
Yeah.
They already shown they are
So
potentially
it's like a
cross-reactivating all these
chameleon.
tissues. Yes. So they are being tagged because they think that it's a spike protein, because they seen a
Yes.
spike protein before. So
Yes.
they know they're similar shape. That under exhaustion state of the whole immune in general, they cannot do the
Yes.
job properly. You need to know that state also. So that
Yeah,
state means
because
that
it's
they are not so good at tagging, so they will miss. In a way, they always say that they mistaken identity, misfire, or turn rogue. It's kind of correct, but it's higher intelligent than that, is because it doesn't have the right resources to do the job. Simple as that.
yeah. And it's constantly exhausted because it's constantly sick.
because you're not replenishing it, and then you think that it's normal, it's okay, and then you become, every time you become your new norm, and you won't feel it if you don't take action to really helps to heal, repair. A lot of things to do. First, your gut issues. We talk about the gut, the gluten, and all this leaky gut.
Yeah.
Inflammation state. The first thing, of course, you want to reduce your spike protein load, which is a nattokinase. It's a very common one, the anti-spike protocol and all this. So there are a lot of things. I mean, imagine all this, if you don't deal with it, all builds up. It's not just one thing, deal blood vessel, it doesn't do anything else in the body. The most I see spike protein deadly to the human beings so far, they cause a lot of death and disability and all this, is first is affecting blood vessels. Everything today we talk about kind of involve blood vessels, right? You can see that
Yeah.
why. And then second thing is your neurological system, which I talk about it as well.
Yeah.
That is the one that is also cause a lot of problem. And it's going to cause even more problem if it doesn't been fixed, the blood-brain barrier, all this, what they call this microglia activation that's persistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a technical term they use. And once this is the two main one. Other things you can think of, hormonal, all this, which is important as well. But these two are the main one that involve your immune system. Well, at the end of the day, it's your immune system they really need to look after. Because
Yeah.
now
Absolutely.
the damage is a lot of immune system generating it. You can see why. Microglia,
Yeah.
T cells, B cells, all are your own immune system. It's not really the player is a spike protein anymore, but they still can cause a lot of persistent damage ongoing.
Yeah.
So this is a message I want to bring. Now we
Yeah.
can just remove it. We can just go through what can be done over this. It's very interesting. So now we want to talk about what you can do over this. First thing
I
is
just have a big question first off. This is from Sharon Bailey. Hey, Sharon, is brain fog from something like a migraine the same or similar histamine overload?
yes, histamine overload is the one I talk about. Is a MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome. Mast
Yeah.
cell activation syndrome. You look it up. It's a real technical terms and conditions. And brain fog has known to be a big contributor of by Marcus. It's a whole article about this. It's very long, you know, read about it. And
Yeah.
migraines more towards the blood vessels. That one histamine, but histamine affects the blood vessel also. It can cause your vasodilation and so all this. So if you have a lot of blood vessels that is spasm and all this in your brain, all this, it can
Yeah.
cause migraine or pain as well. You can call migraine headache. In general, I look at the mechanism behind is more important.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end, it is caused affected by your blood vessels in your brain. If you look it up, yeah.
Okay. What slide are we on to next?
I think we ran out of slides, but we
Okay.
can go through because
So you
it's
want to
quite
go
a
through
big
what we
thing
can
to
do
talk
now?
about. We'll talk about what can we do about it. First thing
Right.
is the food. Things that benefit our brains in general are, you can say, fat-rich food, healthy fats. Yeah, first thing. Okay.
Healthy fats.
If you want to look at this evidence, is Dr. Wall, I think her name Wall. She had MS. Okay, the one we just talked about. She had
Yeah.
MS, and is her one of the video testimonies. She was already bedridden, starting only. Like I said, the late stage, right? Remember, starting only. And
Yeah.
then she said she's a doctor, so she said, I must do something. If not, I'll be dead. She knows that, so she
Yeah.
forced to find out what kind of food. Terry Wall, that's the word. Terry Wall. Just Google it. She's very famous
Terry
for that
Wong.
now. And she literally reversed her MS by her diet. Okay, so that was really inspired me when I see that. So she goes to understand a lot of healthy fat kind of food that builds your neurons, especially your myelin sheath
Yeah.
as well. So this is a food that is you can say first anti-inflammatories. Let's go there. Simple. Okay, omega-3 fatty acids, fish oil. If you have any kind of neurological symptoms, just improve your fish oil intake. You're looking at 1 grams,
That's
1
funny,
gram
Kerry.
EPA plus DHA for up to 3 grams at least. Then you have quite potent anti-inflammatories. Provided you're not taking blood thinner, because when you're anti-inflammatories, also your blood become less sticky by that effect. When you become anti-inflammatories, when you become more anti-inflammatories, your platelet become less sticky. So
Yeah.
under inflammation state, your platelet becomes sticky. That's why you need to take antiplatelet,
Now,
anticoagulant,
you
all this
said
stuff.
last time too that there's different fish oils.
Mm.
Some are better than others.
I mean, the strength of it, well, that was years ago. I don't know whether they improved since then. But I personally want to be easy. I like to take the omega fish oil that is omega-3 that is triple strength. Means that they don't have other triglyceride, which is other fatty acids in the fish oil that is called triglyceride, which is the
Yeah.
fat. Fish have it. It doesn't mean it's really bad kind of thing, but because it's not that in excess, because it's just fish oil. But the thing is, it is not anti-inflammatories, and you don't have that, then you will lack of the anti-inflammatory properties of it. So when I take fish oil, I usually take the one that's triple strength, like 667 milligrams to 1000 milligram per capsules, EPA plus DHA.
Okay.
You need to calculate yourself, because when you say fish oil 1000 milligram, you have EPA plus DHA. I've seen so many now by now. It's about 350 milligrams. So means that for 1000 milligram you want to take, you need to take 3 capsules of regular fish oil, 1000 milligram, to get that 1000 milligram. So you take 9 a day instead of 3 a day. You see the big difference there?
Yes.
It makes a lot of difference. If you just take less than 1000, it will not effective.
Okay.
It won't be effective, if especially you got ongoing symptoms, because they are very high anti-inflammatory. They're very potent. That's why doctors, I've seen cardiac doctors, they are putting patient on like 4 grams of fish oil EPA plus DHA, 6 grams of fish oil EPA plus DHA, because they know it lowers your triglyceride even.
Okay.
So if you have triglyceride high, the fish oil anti-inflammatory effect can lower that.
Can you overdose on fish oil? What happens?
You
Does
pass
it
out a
slip
lot
when
of
you
the
walk,
oil if you
or
cannot digest properly. You need some enzyme to digest it.
okay?
But the concern is if you're taking blood thinner like warfarin or apixaban and all this, it will add to the thinning effect. So gotta be careful. Your blood vessel become leaky. It can cause hemorrhage as well,
All
which is
right.
stroke and all this.
Question there. What does Lee think of purslane for omega-3?
What's purslane?
I don't know. That's why I asked you.
Is it a brand? I think it's a brand.
Okay.
Brand
Yeah.
brand is not that important unless, for me, I want to know the EPA plus DHA, what is the total of it. I don't want the triglyceride, because triglyceride is not anti-inflammatories. It just adds the bulk of it. So
Yeah.
that is the most basic one for anti-inflammatories that are highly effective if you take in the right dose. The SPM is the activated form. I can't remember the long name. It's good, but they are expensive. If you need something that are higher dose, then you want to use the active form
Mm-hmm.
that can be used straight away, but they are expensive. I'm aware of it, but not necessarily you need it if you can hit a high dose of fish oil without any contraindications. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the fundamental one, and you want to have healthy fats, coconut oil. What do you call this? Monosaturated fatty acids. Very good for the
Is
brain,
that
for
things
your
like lard and
lard are saturated fatty acids that you don't want to take too much in the presence of carbohydrates. That's the thing people don't
okay.
understand. When you have too much triglyceride type of the fat food, the one that's from animal fats, they are not necessarily bad by themselves, but they are in the lifestyle of the person. If you take just like McDonald's and all this, they have all this kind of fat.
Yeah.
Additional to it, they have carbohydrates. You see, so that
Yeah.
will cause the body, because the body is very intelligent. If you have excess carbohydrate, they will turn all carbohydrate into fat. Simple as that. That's why they always say
Okay.
you need to burn a calorie. Imagine if you have that problem, at the same time you take the fat, the lard. What happens? You already have problem with excess fat, right? They need to make it the fat because of carb, because of lifestyle. And then this lard will become fatty.
Okay. So it could
Compared
change into
to
fat.
with a low carbohydrate
So you
diet,
get fatter.
and then you have the lard as your diet, normal, but very low rice and very few. You don't need a lot even. You feel satisfied, you feel full longer. And that's why ketogenic type of diet works very well. And by the way, that kind of diet helps to heal your brain. Proper
Okay.
means that
We have
very
a
low
thing here
carb.
from Thelm. Just a quick question from Thelm. Are anti-inflammatories injurious?
Anti-inflammatories, there are so many. You're talking about medicine or what?
I'm not sure. I'll see if he'll get back and get back. So I just got to tickle my throat. Oh, purslane is a plant. It's a
Oh, it's a
weed.
plant. Oh, you gotta ask herbalists. I'm not so.
Ask a gardener.
There's so many things. I like to use nutrients more instead of plant and herbs mostly. But today I'll talk about some of the plants that are really interesting as well. Yeah. So that is a general that most people understand. In general, you want to go towards paleo Mediterranean diet, but I like to modify it to modify paleo Mediterranean diet. The way I modify is you have less grains or more, don't have grains, and then less of the carbohydrates and more starchy stuff if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
That part plus the Mediterranean, because as you know that we talk about grain, gluten. If you are talking about healing your brain, your brain, you want to heal your gut at the same time as well.
What is if you're a vegan and you don't want
When
to
you talk about vegan, it's gonna be cost you even. You got the flaxseed oil, but
Yep.
it only like 10 to 6% conversion. Quite a while ago, I read this one. This was quite a long knowledge. I remember it doesn't convert
Yep.
well, and but the thing is, those people that eat more plant-based food, they are more anti-inflammatories anyway, so they don't have
Okay.
much issues with that inflammation. That's why, in general, in nature, you don't convert that well. But flaxseed, definitely flaxseed oil, what do you call this, omega-3 precursor, either the linoleic acid or ANAALA, I can't remember which one of it. It's a precursor.
Okay.
Yeah. So fish oil is just one of example. And
Yeah.
the diet itself, it's more on enough proteins, or most people have proteins. You want to have less inflammatory oils. I think I didn't mention much about omega-6 type oil, seed oil. They are
Yeah.
inflammatory, so you add on the inflammations. That's why your omega-3 must be have more than the processed food type of seed oil. Yeah. The herb stuff, I'm not familiar with that one. Sorry about that. If you look it up, probably can help, but I can tell some of it later. I know. Now I go to, because I think this most people know about
Thelm
it.
is talking medicine, anti-inflammatories. M- Uh,
All medicine has side effects. They have
yeah.
they are literally in Malaysia, they classify everything as poison. I think any country is
Oh
say
wow.
poison. That's why they call poison regulation. Why do they say poison regulation?
Yeah.
Because medicine are literally poison if it's not at the right dose. So you are taking the poison at the lower dose for the effect it needs to produce.
Mm-hmm.
Means that they are well aware the high doses will harm the body. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, that's why you call overdose toxicity. It's just to what degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fatty
No worries,
acids,
Thelm. Good to hear from you, brother.
the seed oil, you want to be more particular because they can be a very subtle contribution of inflammation. Very simple, but you need to find out the seed oil as much as vegetable oils, especially your healthy spread, they call. You know, I take butter. I use butter. I don't
Butter. Oh yeah,
need
I
to
use
have
butter.
yeah,
Hey, margarine.
very nice. Any kind of margarine, even the olive spread, by the way, I tell you, olive oil only about 20% or 14%,
Yeah.
something lesser. And the
Yeah.
rest, you know what is it? They put it clearly,
Oil,
vegetable oil.
vegetable
That's why
oil.
it's so easily spread. Anything that you can spread easily, it's called vegetable. It has vegetable oil because of understand about the science, the structures of fat.
Yeah.
Animal fat always hard. So butter, they hard like a rock. It's all saturated fat.
Yeah.
This is what we used to use all the time. But anything that's easier to spread, they already mix with vegetable oil because of their
Yeah.
structure is easily to
So
spread
even
because
that
they are
butter
low
that's it,
temperature,
the
melting
butter that
temperature.
spreads easily is still vegetable oil in with the butter.
Either they tell you or they don't tell you. It's science. You can't cheat science. Saturated fatty acid always hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So work it
Yeah.
out. I don't want to go too detailed because this one you can understand, but I want to
No,
go
that's
to
cool. Look
more
it up, guys.
interesting
But
stuff.
so stick with butter. Butter tastes better anyway. Tastes better.
Oh, it's much better.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
getting expensive now, though. $8,
I
$9
know.
a
I
thing.
know.
It's going up.
You want to sell
Like
butter?
everything else. Yeah.
Now we have the interesting one that I found out quite recently during the COVID as well. Is you want to calm the overexcited glia cell. Remember we talked about the glia cell that's causing a problem a lot.
Hmm.
You need to find a way to calm it down. That is the thing that most people or many people don't know how to do it. So
Yeah.
one of it has been shown. I mean, a lot of some companies even develop their formulation. Is the ingredients called. We start with the epigenin first. Epigenin is more common. Epigenin is a flavonoid, plant flavonoid that
Hmm.
is calming. Chamomile tea. Have you heard of chamomile
Chamomile
tea?
tea. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot of epigenin in it. They are very calming, relaxing. It relaxes your
Yeah.
immune cells, and it
Okay.
supports brain
So
soothing
chamomile
signals.
tea. So when they said, because I heard on the radio once that they reckon chamomile tea killed that cricket player. What's his name? What's the cricket player that died? They on the radio. They had an expert. They said Shane Warne drank too much chamomile tea that killed him. I don't
Too
think
much
Shane Warne was killed by chamomile tea.
sounds more like combination of things with that because it does
Yeah.
have some gentle sedative effect. There you
Yeah.
go. You
There
can
you
have a
go.
lot of other things that are more potent, and then you add something gentle, little bit.
How about ghee? Is ghee different from lard?
Ghee isn't it is clarified butter? Yes, clarified
Yeah.
butter. Indians will know. Clarified
Yeah.
butter means that it can handle more high heat because your butter has the casein milk protein in it that can burn,
Mm.
or what do you call the sugar or something, whatever things that can
Mm.
burn. But the ghee, it's pure clarified butter, just clarified. So
Yeah,
it's like pure butter.
we had it a bit, but it's
Yeah,
yeah, it was fantastic.
yeah, it's very nice as well.
Yeah, it is. It was delicious.
So
Yeah.
you have epigenins in chamomile, parsley, celery. Parsley and celery is very interesting things. We'll talk about it.
Celery. I thought celery didn't do anything. I thought it was
Yes.
just water.
Celery. One thing I thought the same thing. Celery, uh, it's diuretics. That's why celery seed, all this help you to clear excess fluid in your body. They call
Yeah.
a fluid away or something. There's celery
Yeah.
seeds in it or something like that. So this is one of the effects. But we're talking more on today is more the microglia. It inhibits microglia activation, helps to promote the release of anti-inflammatories. So it do things, immune activation and inflammatories. You don't want us to deal with anti-inflammatories, but not helping with the immune activation, right?
Yeah.
Because it was still causing the fire alarm to keep going on. And then you have the one that I discovered recently. This epigenetic I know for some time, but quite recent one is called luteolin. Start with L. It's a plant flavonoid. They are close relatives. They are very similar molecular structure. I think like one hydroxyl molecule different, additional.
Wow.
But they are highly potent, more potent than epigenin. And they are found in parsley. They are the most concentrated form in parsley is about 100 milligram in dry parsley or 60 milligram in parsley. And then celery, the leaf. The leaf of the celery, not just celery. Celery contains a lot of water,
The leaf
but
of
the
the
leaf,
celery.
there you go. And then found in broccoli as well. I'm just saying few that is kind of concentrated more.
Mm.
Yeah. And this luteolin it is very potent in doing the suppressing activation of microglia. They are companies, I found out this because there are companies that develop potent luteolin specifically for brain fog. If you Google it, you'll find a company. I think there's one company. They do a study on that, and very interesting. And you can see that they also inhibit microglia activation, they suppress it. So these are the main molecules that helps to calm the overexcited microglia quite effectively compared to a lot of things. Yeah, celery soup, of course, is good as well. Yeah, and then the other one, I just give 3. I think I like to give the main one. The
Yes.
magnesium form that is called thioronate. Very few people hear about this.
What was that
THR
magnesium from where?
thioronate is another form of magnesium.
Okay. Could you say the
And
second name again? It's very hard to follow.
I know it's. Can I paste it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Put
Sorry.
it in the private chat.
Yeah, this is thioronate.
Yay. So magnesium.
How do you
Okay,
pronounce?
I'll put it up in the I'll put it up in the banner.
Yeah.
So magnesi. Now I've got to spell
Just put mg.
NES. Isn't there an I in there? Okay. I think I've spelled it right. But if I haven't, it's Kelly's fault. Magnesium threonate. What the hell
Yeah,
is
I
that?
think yours correct because I heard people pronounce it. Yeah, that is a
Oh,
highly high. You see, the form of the molecule is very important if you're especially talking about brain because of the
okay.
blood-brain barrier. It's very hard for nutrient drugs, therapeutic drugs, chemo drugs to reach brain. By
Yeah.
the way, some chemo drugs, they need to cause they need to have a formula, whatever ingredients that cause brain leaking to go inside the brain to get the
Oh.
drugs in to do the job.
Where'd you
Because
get manganese threonate? Where'd you get it from?
uh, this I think is not natural. It's supplement. You can get a supplement
Okay.
because they formulate it the way that is highly bioavailable in your brain.
Yes.
And of course, magnesium can indirectly modulate the glia activity. Magnesium, you can think of it calms everything in your system down, literally everything. That's why
Yes.
magnesium is the most fundamental minerals that are lacking in most people.
Yes.
And if you're talking about brain, whether you got any kind of inflammation, headache, or whatever, you get a good amount of magnesium in, you get better. Your brain definitely gets better, and it helps to keep the glia cells in a balanced state, not activated. It's not
Pounds
suppressed
308.
directly, but less inflammatory state.
Yeah. Jason is just
Just
telling us how
stop.
to spell it. It's 3 on 8.
Yeah, I know this is a word that I have trouble
Lots
also
of
reading
magnesium
as
in
well.
coconut, says Thelm.
Yes, magnesium. Magnesium actually, if you anything that's green, what do you call? You have chlorophyll in it. Green plants, they have magnesium in it.
Yeah.
This is how general. That's why when you eat a lot of plant based all this food, you have a lot of magnesium. By the way, yeah. We haven't even go to the glycocalyx yet, the blood-brain barrier. But it's good to start with the most important, which is the one that keep on starting the fire alarm, that
Yeah.
causing the problem. So now we deal with the microglia. We're talking about protecting the blood-brain barrier and the glycocalyx. Another one is commonly in food is sulforaphane, sulfur compounds is called. And if found in anything, Google, look it up as sulfur. In particularly things like broccoli sprouts especially,
Okay.
they are particularly more. That's why they even have help with cancer as well. A lot of study done on sulforaphane, sulfur compound, cancer, especially
All
breast
right.
cancer. You can look it up.
Yeah.
And it helps with it helps with producing the antioxidant enzymes.
Yes.
They produce the building blocks and also help to produce antioxidant enzyme like glutathione, SOD, what do you call this? I always, some of the names are quite long, something dismutase. I don't always remember the whole thing. But it basically helps to neutralize effectively the free radicals that can cause glycocalyx shedding. Your shedding of the layer. So it's a very potent antioxidants, sulforaphane.
No question here. I once had a dream to take magnesium chelate, which
Chelate.
I never heard of. Was wonderful when I got around to taking it. How long can you take Mag 4, Lee, please? Is there something you should take
The
for a short
magnesium
period and
chelate
have
is
a
the
break?
one that it is bind to a amino acids. They call amino acid chelate, and you can easily get into the system absorbed like a food. If you get cheap magnesium, usually called magnesium oxide, it comes from mineral, comes from the ground. It is not easily absorbed, or if you absorb, it doesn't go into your cell easily because it's tightly bound to the oxide. It is
Yeah.
a it is a mineral, ground mineral type of magnesium, very cheap, very easy available. But if you put like amino acids in it, that becomes more bioavailable because it becomes like a food type of magnesium. You can take as long as you need to. Just that if you have too much of magnesium, you might get a little bit loose diarrhea. That's all.
Okay. Just loose diarrhea.
But
You hear
it just
that,
tells you have
Sharon?
too much of it. That's all. Yeah. So you can see that, we talked about omega-3 fatty acids previously, anti-inflammatories. They also have very important
Mhm.
role. It helps to maintain your membrane fluidity. Remember the structure of the cell we saw just now?
Yes.
It makes the membrane fluid so that it's not stiff. It can allow the support of the attachment of the glycocalyx. The membrane of cell, remember?
Yes.
They allow the glycocalyx to build the layer easily.
Yeah.
Omega-3 fatty acid is very essential. Uh, Plant cell walls is more rigid, but in membrane animals, they got more of the omega-3 fatty acids. All this, their membrane are more fluid. They don't have a plant cell like cell wall. And then the one that some people know about this is you want to improve your blood circulation. I think people know about this probably. It's called nitric oxide. And you want to increase the nitric oxide produced in your blood vessels, what they call endogenously. So
Okay.
you want to have the building blocks that cause it to produce the nitric oxide. One of it,
Yeah.
quite known now by now, is L-arginine. It helps to boost your nitric oxide. But even better, actually, I found out that you can use the precursor of arginine because you cannot have the storage enough if you don't have the one that can increase the level for longer term. How do I pronounce it? It has a okay. First thing, the L-arginine has a lower bioavailability, so it means that you
Okay.
get less of it already if you take straight away. Even citrulline is a precursor for arginine. It can make it arginine. I don't think it's a precursor directly, but it can make it arginine, and it used to for
Mhm.
the formula, the process of the cell, the cellular process to make it arginine. So it is higher bioavailable. One thing good, and then it can convert into arginine into kidneys, and the effectiveness of conversion more. In fact, study shows that the L-citrulline, you have more of this, you increase your L-arginine store more of it somehow. So these are
Mm.
the difference. If you only understand arginine, which is good, you still can have your arginine. But if you want to increase furthermore the store, you want to use L-citrulline. It's a more sustainable way because also higher bioavailability, and your body will be wise to know how much you need whenever it needs to. It doesn't need to
Mm.
get the direct material straight away. Yeah. And then one more very interesting as well. I don't know anyone heard of this. This is an essential oil I discovered years ago that one of the ADHD center to help those kids with brain injuries. They call brain injuries ADHD right
Mhm.
away, some of them. And they use this essential oil to help with healing the brains and improving also the brain barrier, repairing, and
Yeah.
it is easily cross the blood-brain barrier. That's one thing good. Some of the essential oil can cross. That's why essential oil are quite effective in a lot of instances if you know how to use it,
Yes.
because it goes to your system straight away uh, in a very what you call active form directly. There are whole
Yeah.
science about essential oil. It's very amazing as well. but I have since not too much time to go into that one. But this one I still remember that I found out that it helps with people with brain injury and problems.
Yeah.
It's South America plant. It's called copaiba. Let me just cut and paste. If you can just Google it up, put the picture, it'll be good. I didn't even have time to put it there. It's this one. These are the main ingredients I put it on. It's
Which one is it?
copaiba essential oil. If you Google it, you can see the picture. And it helps to protect the neuron from oxidative stress. Very
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
And it's easy because it's essential oil. It applies straight away on your forehead or near somewhere in your skin
Yeah.
or near your head. And then it reduces neuroinflammation. And interestingly, I found out also it activates cannabinoid receptors. Do you know
Wow.
about cannabinoids?
Not
THC.
really.
THC they use for help with pain relief, all sorts of conditions. But one thing they use it for pain relief, and
Yeah. Oh
they
yeah. Okay.
activate
Yeah.
cannabinoid
Bring it up.
receptors for pain. And they also reduce neuroinflammation. They call this is a non-cannabinoid, what they call non-THC type of alternative,
Yeah.
but they can activate
There it is.
your cannabinoid receptor too to reduce inflammation and help with pain.
That's it. Copabaya. Copabaya banana. It's like that Peter Allen song.
It's a
Cocoa
South
Bacana.
American. It's a South American plant,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
copaiba, I think.
Wow.
So
My
we
head
cover the
hurts.
important one, and I think it's enough for today. It's a lot, but
Yeah.
you want to understand that you want to do something about it, no matter what little knowledge that you know, you
Yeah. I
want to
get it. 100%.
implement it and let it build over time. Healing also builds over time, by the way. You become better and better and better and better.
Yeah. I think Michael, of all people, I think you should know about. Okay. Thanks, Sharon.
Cannabinoid
Thanks, Sharon.
receptor. CBD is called, yes. You see, I don't always deal with that, but in the pharmacy sometimes we do have.
Cannabis oil. Thanks. Thanks,
Yes,
Thelm. Thanks.
cannabis, that's
Thanks,
the word.
everyone.
So,
Anyone else want to rub
but
my
they are
face in it?
alternative to it in South America. Yeah, that's what they use
Yeah.
also. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. My head hurts listening to you, buddy. And it's staggering how fucking, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to swear, how awful this stuff is. You know, it's so awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean,
Amazing.
you just want
Amazing.
to keep an eye as the science keeps developing
Yeah.
to see what is the best. I mean, pretty much they have some kind of solutions already, right? Copaiba. Yeah.
There you go,
The
Lisa. Watch
yeah,
this
that
with Lisa now. Lisa Coma. How many days are we into the cafe lockdown ban on the page? We're literally with 3,649 days. What are we up to, Lise? She keeps tabs.
yes, you see, CBD autism. Oh, by the way, the
Wow.
copaiba, what I mentioned is people autism, not ADHD. Sorry, it's autism.
Well, hey, Carrie,
They
look at
help
this.
to heal.
Endo
Yeah.
can Dr. Jeff has bring kids out of autism with CBD oil. That's
Yes.
incredible.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
copaiba also have role to play. If you do more research, probably you can get
What
some.
does Lee think of oregano oil before?
Oh, I
Sorry,
love
I've already
oregano
covered
oil. Yeah. No, oregano oil. When I first learned about essential oils, I found out that they are the most potent antibiotics or antimicrobes of any kind you ever know
Yeah.
naturally.
Yeah.
It covers so many broads of stuff, and I personally use it whenever I have food poisoning, which I rarely have for many years.
Yeah.
And oregano just do the magic. It's very effective, but you need to able to see whether you can handle the concentration. Depends on
Yeah.
that. You can get very bad red rash. Just be aware if you do not dilute it or you have sensitive skin. I mean, it will turn your skin your skin like rash red, even though you're not sensitive, because it is concentrated if you get the full one. So you need to know.
3,202 days. until I'm free.
I don't even know how many years that has been.
Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah.
What is that in years? I've only got 9 years to go now, I think. Yeah, um, Mark, I think made a song from it. Yeah. Okay, Lee. My head is just so.
It's
I don't
good
know
that
how your head feels,
this is
buddy.
recorded. It's good that it's recorded, so you can just go through
Yeah,
and understand
100%.
and do something about it. And if you can, just if you need to get clinical evidence measure, there's a best way to find ways
Yeah,
to measure it so that you are confident whether you are where you're at. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
All right, I'm gonna. Oh, let's go out with something different for a while. Get to music, custom files, all files. Uh, bear with me. Mm, ah, 2 secs, 2 secs. Just keep chatting amongst yourselves. Oh, where's it gone? Here it goes. So, anything else, Lee, before you burn all our brains out? Mark McDonald. Thanks, Lisa.
No, I think I burned enough. But yeah, the luteolin, it's a highly potent substance, flavonoid, not substance, flavonoid.
Yeah,
Go and do more readings about it. If especially if you got brain fog,
yeah.
apparently it's very effective. Even company make a formulation out of it. So
Wow.
they are really confident what they are doing. They spend a lot of money into that, and
Yeah.
I can see why now. Yeah, so it's a good thing. Yeah.
Okay. Tomorrow night, guys, we've got a show on. It's being a recorded show. I just did the interview today, so hopefully I'll have it ready for tomorrow. That'll be at 8 o'clock, and it's called the Czechoslovakian Hang Glider, and it's only going to be a bit because the gentleman I was interviewing, uh, he really got upset by the memories he had of escaping Czechoslovakia. It's an extraordinary. I was actually crying as I was interviewing this man, as he warns us about what's coming. So check in tomorrow, Thursday, 8 o'clock. The Czechoslovakian hang glider. And Lee, you are a precious find, buddy. You are
Thank
a
you.
one
Thank you.
off. I don't have any other chemist in Australia like you or even the world. But yeah, so yeah, and so Liz Gunn will be reaching out to you, maybe Dr. Malik too, and you can go burn their heads.
They burned my head.
Yeah, you're amazing, man. You're amazing. God bless you. You know, the other
Thank
thing
you. Thank you.
today too, I say this to you now because I know you're spiritual.
Mm,
Um, Paul had to go in today in the court case, and he had to go on the stand, to give evidence himself, which means the prosecutor could have a crack at him.
mm,
And he was very concerned by this, naturally. And we
mm,
didn't know what to do. And what we did was I said to him, because he was so stressed, I said, "Why don't we pray?" Now, it's something I never say. But we went into
mm,
this room, me and him, to pray. But then two other men joined us, a truck driver and a
mm,
Harley Davidson guy. I won't say their names because they don't want to be
mm,
known, but they
mm,
were gorgeous. And then we got in a huddle, and then his brother came in, Michael, and then there was five men sitting there praying to let uh, Paul be articulate and have the courage to speak his truth clearly. It
mm.
was quite profound. It's really
Wow.
a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Paul.
I felt like saying, don't tell Hoodie, he'll get excited. But it was, it was quite staggering. It's quite a staggering, beautiful event. And,
That's
uh,
good. Yeah.
and he's back in court tomorrow. So he has to, face face the prosecutor tomorrow. He gives evidence tomorrow, and then that'll be the end of the case, I think. And
Mm,
from then on, um, it's up to the jury. So If anyone wants to pray for him because he's just a really beautiful, gentle guy, and I think the state wants to make an example of him. So,
Mm.
and he is us. He is us. It's like I tell people we are on trial at the moment because they're portraying him as being reckless and a bit crazy. In actual fact, he's completely balanced, and yeah, it's been a very tiring week for us. Just watching him, everyone in the audience, and if anyone's in Canberra, if you can come down tomorrow at 10 a.m. to the Supreme Court and join the crowd of us watching him to give him some courage, or just let him know that he's people care for him. If not, if you can pray for him, that like people pray for me when I had my heart thing, and yeah. But here's where we are, guys. Here's where we are. I know he's not a famous doctor or anything like this. He's just a little truck driver, but this is major, major, major thing. So yeah, and God bless you, brother.
Thank you very much. We are fighting good over evil. Remember that.
Yes, yes, we are. This
Now,
is a
now it's not
spiritual war.
about religion, whatever. It's more about good over evil. Whether you believe or
Yes,
not, there is good, there is evil. That's all we need to be united against.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. Okay, this song is called "Fly." I actually wrote it for my daughter. So let's go out with this. It's an old one, but and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Take care. See ya.
Okay.
And I'll send you the links too. And the Lee's Patreon should be in the show notes. If it's not, just put it in the private chat quickly.
Huh? Okay.
Your Patreon thing, just do that quick.
Patreon.com/.
Yeah, he's been incredibly courageous, Kerry. He hasn't lost his. Today was the first time he actually sighed. Like it was so hard, he sighed. And I was just thinking, oh my God. So there's more information on Lee's Patreon. You can go here to find it. I'll just bring it up. Yep, just clicking on their Patreon at Kindart. And he gets into far more detail than he does on here. So yeah. Take care, brother. See you in 2
Thank
weeks.
you.
This is Fly, guys. Pray for Paul.
I lost my face in a storm cold fear. They bought my voice, then took my tears. When you look at me now, I'm a poster child, hiding all my pain under a smile. And you'll never see me, because that's not allowed. I was born of light, now I'm a shadow of a shadow. But I dream of flying to a sky called me, where I'm singing in the clouds like a freedom banshee. And they're trying to call me down to the safety of their cage, yet all they have is money, and I've already paid. Soar high into myself. The moon plucked me from the dust on their shelf. Can you see me whirling through their bars? I'm warming my soul in a sea of stars. And all I have to do to reach this sky is dream that I kissed all my fears goodbye. And all I have to do to reach this sky is dream that I kissed all my fears goodbye. You should try it, you know, for this land is built under an endless sky. And the key to their cage is the courage to fly, and the key to their cage is the courage to fly.